Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to Indie Game Friday, where each week I take a look at a different independent role-playing game. This week I'm going to break some of my rules and review a demo that, as of this recording, isn't quite out for full release yet, but is still available on Steam. Underhero was developed and published by Paper Castle Games, and as of this recording has its release date listed simply as 2017, so perhaps soon. A fairly decent representative demo is available, which I will place a link to in the description below. Underhero is a kind of cute, pixel art, 2D platformer with RPG elements that end up looking a little stronger than I expected. When I say that, I mean that a lot of games now are including RPG elements to justify the inclusion of simple inventory and leveling systems. But Underhero seems to integrate some other elements as well. The story starts with the hero infiltrating some manner of villain's castle, only to run into a deadly trap set by one particular minion. Then, the minion collects some quest items from the hero's corpse, and is revealed to be the main character thenceforth, guided by a mix of self-interest and hints from the former hero's talking sword hilt. The masked minion then proceeds through various worlds, technically still working for their boss, but acquiring their own power on the side. Most of the demo is admittedly tutorials, but there's enough of it there to show the potential in terms of exploration, NPC interactions, combat, and so forth. The game is compatible with keyboard or gamepad, although I mostly use the gamepad, and I do highly recommend it. The world consists of a series of 2D platformer maps that connect at the edges and can scroll in all directions, giving a fair amount of world real estate to explore on each one. Basic controls include running and jumping, although pressing and holding the jump button down during an initial jump will allow the main character to glide. You can access an inventory screen, which gives a fairly in-depth description of the items you've collected, which may provide clues as to what they're used for. In the main hub, there are NPCs that will offer dialogue when you activate them, and the same button is used to interact with things like signs, doors, chests, and so forth. During exploration, you can collect potions that can restore your health, as well as coins which can be used to purchase items. In the demo, only a few items are available, but it seems that more varied equipment will be available for purchase in the main game. You can enter the various worlds where your quest takes place from the main castle, and this opens you up to combat encounters. Potential enemies are visible on the platforming levels just as normal NPCs are in the main hub. When you get close to them, you can enter a combat encounter screen, which gives several options. These options are unlocked during the tutorial, and it seems like there's actually spaces for additional options on full release. It's not a turn-based combat system, but rather a very slow real-time one, where your actions are limited by your stamina bar. You may attack, use a potion, block, or dodge in various ways. There's a certain element of timing throughout it all, since if your attack lands on a beat in the music, you get a slight bonus to the hit, and executing a dodge during an enemy's attack restores a bit of your stamina. Further, while just holding the block button down costs stamina and results in damage to your shield when you do block, hitting block just at the right point during an attack allows the attack to not only be avoided, but also allows the shield to avoid damage and doesn't cost you stamina. This variety of tactics, along with the potential enemy tells, means that combat feels very much like an old-school real-time RPG, similar to certain NES titles. HP loss is carried over from battle to battle, and after a battle, the character is awarded a certain amount of experience. When they garner enough, they level up, and you can select one of three boons: extra stamina, extra attack power, or extra hit points, thus allowing you to guide your character's advancement according to your particular playstyle and reflexes. There's only one boss fight in the demo, but it seems to be a grand set battle where you can dodge attack patterns in a style of a proper 2D platformer, and yet there's also the opportunity to run in when the boss is down and unleash a series of direct attacks via the RPG-style combat system. I actually found this rather charming, and I do hope that it carries over to other bosses with varying complexity in the main game. Graphically, it does use an old pixel-style system, but large and colorful, and actually rather high resolution compared to some of the other lo-fi, low-pixel, retro-style games that are out there. It feels modern rather than just trying to recapture old-school aesthetics. The sound and the music is just fine, but the writing and general tone of humor is rather excellent. I admit to laughing out loud during a few of the exchanges, even with how limited the content is. Going back to the music, I like it, but I'm not 100% on it since it's supposed to play some role in timing for minor bonuses in combat, and while there is something that you can select in the options to make that a little easier, it just doesn't seem to play so important a role that it matters much, at least in my limited experience. If you have any sort of love for 2D platformers and RPG-like titles, I do recommend checking out the demo. It won't cost you anything, after all. You can probably complete it in about an hour or so, give or take, depending on how much you explore. I know, I said for this series I'd go for stuff with a full release only, but I thought this one merited a bit more attention. I wish the team luck and look forward to seeing how the full release comes together. For now, I'll leave it at that. This has been the RPG Crawler with Indie Game Friday, Underhero. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment if you got feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content, both tabletop and computer. If you're feeling particularly generous and want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon at patreon.com/rpgcrawler. Until next time, take care and goodbye.